Thank you, Madam Speaker. I welcome the opportunity today to speak and support Budget 2017 and all the work our government is doing that continues to build a strong middle class of Canadians from coast to coast to coast. I'm pleased with the continued investments by our government in my home province of Newfoundland and Labrador, and more specifically in my riding of Avalon. We continue to make significant investments in infrastructure and in our communities, but we are also making good investments in our youth, working Canadians and seniors. Following in the footsteps of Budget 2016, this budget offers immediate help to those who need it most and helps ensure that everyone has a real, fair chance of success. A strengthened middle class means that hard-working Canadians can look forward to a good standard of living and better prospects for their children. By investing in the projects Canada needs and the people who can build them, we can strengthen and grow the middle class and make our communities an even better place to call home. Over the past year, our government has put in place a plan to grow the economy in a way that works for the middle class and, of course, those working hard to join it. Taxes were raised on the wealthiest 1% so we could cut taxes for the middle class. Introduced a new Canada Child Benefit that gives more money to 9 out of 10 children and lifts hundreds of thousands out of poverty. My home province of Newfoundland and Labrador continues to struggle with the financial mess that was caused by years of the previous provincial overspending and financial mismanagement. Unfortunately, Newfoundland and Labrador suffered from years of an uncooperative approach and no collaboration with the previous federal government, a total lack of trust and personal vendettas with the previous administration set our province years behind. As an example, after the last federal election, we found the allocated federal infrastructure funding was never applied for or provided to Newfoundland and Labrador. A total lack of trust and disrespect saw some $350 million of infrastructure funding not being invested in our communities. Madam Speaker, things have changed, and I'm proud of the cooperation between all levels of governments. Just this past Friday, I was delighted to stand with one of my provincial colleagues and the Mayor of Placentia to announce a strategic investment whereby all 3 levels of government contributed to ensure much-needed improvements to the Placentia Culture and Heritage Centre would be completed, and I did the same thing just 2 weeks ago in the town of Holyrood. It's great. We're cooperating and we're getting things done. However, Madam Speaker, it's not all about big infrastructure projects that our constituents are talking about. In my riding, people come up to me every day and express their gratitude for the things their federal government is doing for them. But is everything great? Madam Speaker, no, it's not. Our fishery and those involved in the industry are going through a difficult transition. We're transitioning from a lucrative shellfish-based industry to a realisation of the future industry based on ground fish and aquaculture. We're very fortunate to have a Minister of Fisheries here in Ottawa that has a keen interest and understands the complexities of the Newfoundland and Labrador fishing industry. I'm very confident that his decisions around the quota reductions in the shellfish resource and his cautious approach to ensure the return of the healthy groundfish stock is done with the best intention of the resource and the people that work in the industry. Madam Speaker, our government has stepped up to the plate to help Atlantic Canadians in the fishing industry with the Atlantic Fisheries Fund. This $325 million investment will transform and drive innovation in the fish and seafood sector in Canada with a focus on developing the sector to better meet growing market demands for sustainably sourced, high-quality fish and seafood products. The fund will position the sector for even greater future success by supporting national market access, creating jobs for the middle class, and supporting coastal communities that rely on the sector. The Atlantic Fisheries Fund will encourage innovative ways to harvest, process and deliver the highest quality and sustainably sourced fish and seafood products from Canada's wild capture and, of course, the aquaculture fisheries. Madam Speaker, our most recent budget contains important new initiatives that will help middle-class Canadians be more productive in the workforce and more adaptable to ever-changing family dynamics. I want to speak for a few minutes on some of these initiatives, including changes to the Employment Insurance Program that promotes new training opportunities and assists with the aspects of lifelong learning and making employment insurance more flexible for families around caregiving and parental benefits. I also want to speak about our new investments in childcare and housing. These initiatives are important to Canadians, but more specifically, they're important to Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. Madam Speaker, Budget 2017 is the next step in our government's ambitious plan to make smart investments that will create jobs, grow our economy and provide more opportunities for middle-class Canadians. Our budget puts Canada's greatest strength, its skilled, talented and creative people, at the heart of a more innovative future economy, one that will create middle-class jobs today and tomorrow. We will equip Canada's workers with the tools they need to succeed in the economy of the future. We are committed to better support adult workers returning to school who face the high cost of post-secondary education, along with the financial pressures associated with daily life and raising their families. Madam Speaker, our budget outlines how we will significantly boost federal support to provinces and territories by $2.7 billion over 6 years to help more unemployed and underemployed Canadians access to training and employment support they need to find and keep good jobs. Furthermore, we will ensure Canadians receiving EI are able to get the training they need without fear of losing the critical benefits they may depend on to support themselves and families. Recognising that Canada's prosperity will increasingly depend on young people getting the skills and training needed to access the good, well-paying jobs of the future, we are further increasing our investments in our youth employment strategy. Madam Speaker, family caregivers are so important in every single one of our communities. As such, we will better support caregivers by creating a new EI caregiving benefit of up to 15 weeks. This new benefit will cover a broader range of situations where individuals are providing care to an adult family member who requires significant support in order to recover from a critical illness or injury. While parents of critically ill children will continue to have access to up to 35 weeks benefits, with additional flexibility to share these benefits with more family members. Parental benefits are such an important advantage for young families functioning in our workforce. Proposed changes will allow parents to choose to receive EI parental benefits over an extended period of up to 18 months, but will also continue to be available for the existing 12-month benefit. Our government believes in offering flexibility that makes the lives of young Canadians that much easier. Childcare is another huge pillar of Budget 2017. I'm very proud of our additional $7 billion investment over 10 years to support and create more high-quality, affordable childcare spaces across the country. Over the next 3 years, our investments could increase the number of affordable childcare spaces for low and modest income families by supporting up to 40,000 new subsidised childcare spaces. This will make it more affordable for parents to return to work, with thousands of parents more likely to enter the workforce once childcare is made more affordable. As housing needs vary greatly by community, our government is committed to working with the provinces and territories to ensure the unique needs of communities all across Canada can be met. $3.2 billion over the next 11 years will be provided to support key priorities for affordable housing. These priorities could include the construction of new affordable housing units, the renovation and repair of existing housing, rent subsidies and other measures to make housing more affordable, safer and accessible for seniors, persons with disabilities and other individuals requiring accessibility modifications. Madam Speaker, I was very pleased to stand last year and support Budget 2016, and that had a huge and real impact on our youth, working Canadians and our seniors. I'm equally pleased to stand now on behalf of my constituents in the riding of Avalon and support brand new and very strategic initiatives in Budget 2017. Thank you, Madam Speaker.